Hello. Yeah.
Hello. No, I'm good. What about
Mm-hmm. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. So let's start the today's session. So this is only for cluster setup. After once you are familiar with the cluster setup, okay, don't use this lab. Okay. Just go to full library again. Just cancel this lab, but I just want to keep it for some time because I want to show you something later when we are talking about the disks and all. That's why I'm keeping that without deleting it. So once you are completed with the cluster setup, there is a lab which where everything is already configured. Like cluster is already configured, so you need to just do the configurations from there. So every time you don't need to create or configure a cluster again and again. Okay. So lab
and
is.
Naveen, I have a small doubt here. Like
Uh-huh.
in the previous class, you mentioned that first you created the node one, and then you created the cluster, and then
Mhm.
you created the node two, right?
No, I have not created nodes. No, nodes are the physical components, right?
Yeah,
So
like you
by
added yeah,
yeah.
you
So
added
first,
that. Yeah, please.
yeah, while adding the first node, I have created a cluster. Okay, and
Yes, yes.
I have added the second node to the same cluster. Like for example,
Mhm.
you have if
Yeah,
I have a four nodes, and third node, fourth node, so fourth node also, I'll add it to the same cluster like that. But the cluster is there, right? I mean, the cluster is not there
exactly.
initially.
Yeah,
You need to create it.
yeah, yeah.
So I'll create it while during the creation itself, I need to add the node one. Later, I'll keep on adding the remaining nodes.
Okay. In case my query is here, in case we can create the both node, we can add both nodes first, and then we can create the cluster, or we
No,
need to
I mean,
add node.
no. See, cluster is nothing but it is a logical thing, right? Cluster is
Yeah.
not a physical thing. Cluster is it is a logical thing. Okay. Nodes are the physical ones.
Yes.
They are the physical devices.
Yeah.
So what I'm doing is first I have connected to node one.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. And I started configuring it. So
Yes.
whenever you are configuring the first node, the cluster creation is also part of that.
Yeah.
Okay. So along with the node configuration, it will create a cluster and it will add our first node to the cluster.
Yes. Yes.
Later, whenever I am configuring the second node, I don't need to create a cluster anymore because I have already created the cluster during the node one configuration. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to add the second node to the cluster. That's it.
Yeah. Why I got this doubt is like in the document they
Mhm.
created they added the nodes first, and then they created the cluster by using GUI.
That is a different process.
Oh,
Better
yeah, yeah.
not to
Okay.
use it. Yeah,
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay.
follow the command line only. That is the best
Yeah,
way.
yeah. Okay.
Uh,
Thank you.
so this is the lab which we are going to use from now onwards. So in this lab, everything will be already configured. See, we have uh, a cluster. I think better not to use this. Lab. Let's use the latest version only. But here SVMs and all are already configured. I don't want that. Okay, that's fine. I'm proceeding with the 9.7. I think, yeah, 9.7 right now. Okay, use this one because only cluster is configured. Apart from that, remaining things are not configured, so that you need to configure remaining things on your own. Okay, use this lab from now onwards. Okay, mostly we'll use this lab only for entire our course. Okay, mostly 90% of the course. Okay, cluster lab, and that's self-education, 7 days. Okay, so yeah. Today, I'll just show you how, I'll introduce you to the command line, ONTAP command line, ONTAP CLI. And after that, we'll go through few things like configuration stuff on ONTAP. Okay. So let me close it and reopen it again because I want to show you something. Okay. From now onwards, I don't need to connect to the console and all. Uh, we can enter the cluster management IP, or here they have already saved some sessions in the putty. See, cluster one. You don't need to connect to the console. Okay. Just open cluster one. So it will connect to the cluster management IP of your cluster and you'll be able to access it. Okay. Yeah. So for example, like if you don't know anything, you logged into cluster and from there you don't know what to do and what commands you need to run. So don't worry, just press tab. Okay. If you press tab, then what it will do, it will give you high level commands. Okay. So these are the high level commands which are available in our ONTAP. So what I need to do, I just want to know information about my cluster. So just go through the thing. See here, cluster is the word which is familiar to me, right? Which I assume that I'll get the information about my cluster. So just type C and hit tab again. So what it will do now, it will give you the things which starts with E only. No, now just type another word CL, hit tab. See, now I got cluster. Okay, and I don't know anything after cluster, then hit tab again. So it will give you second level of commands, like what are the commands available in the cluster. So here if you go through the commands, see, show is the only command looks familiar to me that will give me my cluster information, right? Yeah, show. That's it, hit enter. Like that, you need to start browsing the command line. Don't by heart any commands. Okay, just try to use tab more. Okay, use the tab more, browse it, browse the command line, like hit tab, hit one command, hit tab, what are the options available in that command. Yeah, like that. Okay, so cluster show is the command which will show us how many nodes we have in the cluster and what is, the health status of the nodes and eligibility, are they eligible to be part of this cluster or not. Okay, everything should be true only, then only the cluster will be in healthy state. If one of these things in false, showing as false, then you need to find it, like why it is showing false, and you need to fix it. Okay, and if you see here, our node names will be after our cluster name only. My cluster name is cluster 1, right? Cluster 1 hyphen 01. That means this is the first node. Cluster 1 hyphen 02. Cluster 1 hyphen 03. Cluster 1 hyphen 04. Like that. If you keep on adding the nodes, it will just add the number after cluster name to node. Okay. For example, my cluster name is different, not this. For example, HYD, NAS, AFF, 01. This is my cluster name. Let's assume that. Then if I have two nodes, then my node name will be -01, first node. The second node will be okay 02, like this. Okay. Okay. So now here it is just showing me how many nodes I have, but it is not showing the in detail information about the nodes. Right. For example, I want to see the model number and the model number of my nodes, uh, like that kind of information. Then there is a command called system node show. Okay, system node show. If you run this command, then it will show you little more information about your nodes. See, I have two nodes in this cluster, and here also it is showing eligible health and eligibility statuses. And apart from that, it is showing the uptime. Uptime means nothing but from how long these controllers are up and running. Like not even they went for reboot. Okay, it will show you the time. Mostly it will be in days and years, like 400 days, 500 days, like that it will be. Will not reboot the controller very frequently. Okay, they'll run for years and years. Okay, and when it comes to model here, as this is a lab, it is showing as a sim box. But when you run the same command with a real-time Netapp cluster, in real-time Netapp cluster, it will show you the model number like FAS 2554, AFF A300, like that. It will show you the model number here. Okay. And one more thing, I just want to show you one thing before proceeding further. If you see the command output here, see, it is not in a proper format, right? My node name is showing here, health status, and remaining output is showing in a different line. So what you can do, whenever you logged into the cluster, just try to run this command. Okay, make it as a habit. Okay, row 0. Okay, and if you run the same command now, system node show, see the difference. Now it is showing in a proper format. See, I'm getting whatever I need uh, in front of the particular node. But here it is little confusing, right? So here you have only two nodes. What if you have 24 nodes? Then you'll get confused, right? So yeah, that's why. Just do a run a row 0 command. Okay, every time when you log into the cluster command line, yeah, make it as a habit. Okay, now for example, I want to see the version of the data on tap, which version of data on tap I'm in. Then version. This is the command which will show you the version of data on tap you are in. See, right now I'm in 9.7. This is the data on tap version which I'm in. Okay. Version, if you run version hyphen B, it will give you, I told you, right? Our cluster will be having, I mean, the controller will be having the controller will maintain two on tap versions. So if you want to know what is my previous on tap version, then you can run this command version hyphen B. Okay, but here, as this is a lab, we have only one version. But if you run it in a real time cluster, then it will show you both the versions. Don't worry, I'm going to show you when I'm doing on tap upgrade. Okay, next thing, if you want to see the date is another command which will show you which time zone my controllers are configured in, what is the date and all, everything will be displayed here. Okay, time zone also, it will show you which time zone you are in and all. If you want to change the time zone, you can change it. Like after that, you need to enter the time zone. Here you need to select the time zone. For example, if you want to configure it the time zone of India, then Asia, India, I guess. Okay, like that. This is the command you can use to change the time zone. See, Asia. Okay, Kolkata. Yeah, Asia, Kolkata. Okay, like that. Oh, not sure. Time zone. See, I've changed it. Okay, now I am changing it back again. Okay. Uh, this time zone and all will play very crucial role in when it comes to CIFS protocol and all. We'll talk about that little later. Okay, not now. That is the reason why I'm discussing about the time zone this much here. Okay. Okay. Next thing is, yeah, again, if you want to check the uptime of your cluster, you can run this command. Oh, okay. I think now it is not supporting, but yeah, earlier on the versions it used to support. Now you can run this command. Anyway, it will show you when you run the system node show command, right? Yeah. Next thing is, if you want to check the disks on your cluster, it will show you. If you run this command disk show, it will show you all the disks in your cluster. Cluster means I have two nodes, right? Whatever the disks connected to both the nodes, it will show you. For example, if my cluster is a 10 node cluster, it will show me all the disks connected to all 10 nodes. Okay, when I run this command disk show. Okay. Next thing is, here system node show. Okay, so system node show command is showing me the required information. For example, I have some issue with one of my node and I want to open a case with Netapp. I want to open a ticket with Netapp. So in order to do that, what I need a serial number of the controller. Every controller will be having its own serial number. For example, you have a laptop. Uh, there is some issue with your laptop. For example, so what you need to do, you need to call the Dell customer care, and when you call them, they'll ask you for the your laptop serial number, right? They'll guide you where to find the serial number and all. So with the help of serial number only, they'll be able to identify the product, what is the model of the product, and they'll be identify the warranty, all these things, right? Guarantee, warranty, all these things. The same thing here. When you call Netapp, you need to provide the serial number of the controller. Okay. So where to find the serial number? Normally, system node show is not showing any serial number. But if you run hyphen instance in the end, it will show you much more information. See, now it is showing me extra information. Earlier, it just showed me health, eligibility, uptime, model, owner, location only. Now see, it is showing me the serial number, asset tag, blah, blah, blah. So many things it is showing. So from here, you'll be able to identify the serial number. As this is a lab again, it is showing very less, a small serial number. But when it comes to real time, the serial number will be like 10 digits or something. Okay. From here, you'll be able to find out the serial number. So if you need in detail information to any command, you need to add instance at the end so that it will give you in detail information. For example, here disk show command just displayed me all the disks and their sizes and all high level information, right? If I add instance command at the end, see, it is showing me in detail information about each and every disk. See, okay. So you can add this instance command to any show command. Okay. Okay. Next thing is, yeah, again. So instance is showing me a lot of things, right? But I don't want to go through all this output and find out the serial number. I just need a serial number only. For example, my manager asked me to get the serial number of both the controllers in this cluster. So what you need to do? You need to write the node name, get the serial number, and put it in the email. You need to send it, right? Instead of that, what we can do, there is a command called fields. Fields. So you can customize the output by using fields command. For example, I don't want anything. I just want a serial number and controller name. Then what I can do, I'll just add what I need from the output. Okay. I just want a node name and serial number. So I have just added these two under fields. So now hit enter. See, now I'm getting only node name and serial number of my controller. So what I can do, I can just copy this and paste it in the email, and I can send it to my manager, right? Pretty simple. So these this instance command and fields command, they are very helpful to you in whenever you are doing some real time work, whenever you need some information. Okay, you don't need to go through entire output of the mm, uh, instance command if you need only particular thing. Okay. And for example, in fields you don't know what to put, just type hyphen fields and hit tab, so that it will give you all the available options. I need only serial number, comma, node name, comma. I need some one more thing, yeah, model as well. For example, yeah, see, okay, like this. You can customize the output by using fields. Okay. Any questions so far?
No, Naveen.
Okay. Now let's talk about the shells in cluster. Cluster. So there are shells in cluster data on tap operating system. Okay. The first one is cluster shell. Second one is node shell. Third one is system shell. Okay. These are the three shells available to us in data on tap. So normally this cluster shell is a default shell. Okay. Default shell. That means whenever you logged into cluster, you will be in cluster shell. Okay. From here, we can manage entire cluster and nodes. Okay. From the cluster shell, we can manage the entire cluster as well as nodes and their resources. Okay. You can manage everything from the cluster shell. And when it comes to node shell, from node shell, we can manage only a particular node. Okay, only a particular node. For example, in my cluster I have two nodes. What I can do, I can log into a particular node's node shell, and I can do a little work. But you'll be not able to do everything from the node shell. Okay, you can only do a very little things from the node shell, but those things you'll be not able to do it from the cluster shell. Okay, a few things you'll be not able to perform, like I mean, not configuration things. Each and every configuration you can do it from the cluster shell. For example, I need in detail information about that controller, in-depth information, which you will not get it from the cluster shell. For that, you need to log into the node shell. Like that, there are few things where you need to log into the node shell. Okay, so you can manage a particular node from the node shell. And when you log into the node shell, it looks like a 7 mode on tap. Okay. The people who are already familiar with 7 mode data on tap. Okay, 7 mode data on tap. Yeah, few of the 7 mode commands will run on the node shell. Okay, and mostly we'll use it for information purpose, not configuration, not performing the configuration. Okay, to grab some information, something like that. Next thing is system shell. So from system shell also you can manage a particular node. Um, to which node system shell you logged in, from there you can manage only that node only. Okay, when you logged into the system shell, it will act like a Linux server, because our data on tap is also they created it from Linux only. So you can, when you logged into the system shell, it acts like a Linux operating system. You can run most of the Linux commands here. Okay, but even again from the system shell also we'll be not able to do any configurations. Okay, only the system shell is for advanced logs collection. Will do some advanced logs collection from the system shell. Okay, so that is the purpose of the shells. Actually we have 3 shells. Okay, now let me show you. So right now by default I'm in cluster shell. Now I want to log into the node shell. So what is the command to log into the node shell? So system node. Okay, just hit tab again, run. Okay, run, not run console, run. Okay, hit tab again. So it is giving me to which node the system shell you want, sorry, to which node node shell you want to log in. I want to log into node 1. That's it, hit enter. See, took me to the node 1. Earlier it used to show me cluster and 2 colons greater than symbol. That means I'm in a cluster shell. Okay, if it looks like this. See here, now it is not showing my cluster name. It is showing my node name here, and it is not showing those 2 columns. It is showing just greater than. Okay, normally in 7 mode command prompt looks like this. Okay, yeah. Now I am into node 1. There are some commands I can run like sysconfig -a, which will give me in detail, very much in detail information about my controller. Let's see. See, I got plenty of information from this command. See. Okay, yeah. See, what is the on-tap version it is running on? What is the serial number of my cluster? A lot of things. Is it a all-flash array or not? All-SAN array or capacity optimized? Capacity optimized means nothing but fast. All-SAN array means ASA. You know that. All-flash means AFF. Is it AFF? Yes. Like that, it is showing a lot of things. Model number, blah blah. What is the cache size? What is the NVRAM size? Like that, you will get all the information about your controller. Okay, by running this command from the node shell. How many SAS ports you have, how many fiber channel ports you have, how many network ports you have, and what all that, how many disks connected to the SAS ports, everything in detail information it will give you. Okay, that is the reason you need to log into the node shell in order to get some information when it is required. Okay, now I'm done. I have collected the output what I need. How to again go back to cluster shell? Simple, just hit exit, type exit and hit enter. Okay, see, again I'm back to cluster shell. Now if I log into node 2, same thing, system node run, node name, node 2. See, right now I'm in node 2, like that. Okay, and one more thing, even you can run commands at node shell without logging to the node shell. For example, I don't want to log into the node shell to run every command. Okay, what I can do, there is an option called command here. Just let me hit tab only. Hit tab, see, will show you the command. Here you can run whatever command you want to run in this particular node shell. I want to run a command in node 2. node shell. Yeah, I can give the command here. I don't need to log in every time. Sysconfig -a, run this command. That is what I am saying. Okay. See, I'm getting the output right. So if you want to run only a single command or two commands, you don't need to log into the node shell. And again, you don't need to come back. This is a process, right? So instead of that, just add a option called command and enter the command what you want to run on that node shell. That's it. Okay. And system shell, in order to log into the system shell, you need to do a little configuration. So I'm not going to show you that right now because you need to know few things before doing that. So let's cover it in advanced topics, how to log into the system shell. Okay. Next, modes of ONTAP. So there are three modes in ONTAP. First one is admin mode. Second one is advanced mode. Third one is diagnostic mode or diag mode. Okay. So again, admin is the default mode. So whenever you logged into the cluster, you'll be in admin mode. Okay. From admin mode, we'll be able to perform 90% of our work. 90% of the work can be done, and 90% of the commands can be done from admin mode only. For example, if you want to do some advanced configuration, which you can't do it from admin mode, in order to do them, you need to log into the advanced mode. Okay. And there are some configurations, even you can't do them from advanced mode as well. For them, you need to log into the diagnostic mode. Okay. Diag mode. But mostly Netapp will not recommend you to enter into the diagnostic mode without Netapp presence. For example, you have some issue. Netapp support person only asked you to enter into the diagnostic mode. Then only enter into the diag mode and run whatever commands asked by the Netapp support person. But without, if you don't have a proper knowledge about the diagnostic mode, never ever log into the diagnostic mode, because those the commands which you are going to run in diag mode, they are too dangerous. Okay. They might corrupt your cluster configurations, and it will impact the entire storage array, all the nodes in the storage array. Okay. So better to not to do anything without having a proper knowledge about a diagnostic mode. Even advanced mode is also same, but yeah. Okay. Now let's see how to log into those modes. So right now I'm in admin mode, but because whenever you logged into the cluster, that is the default thing, admin mode. How to know which mode I'm in? So what you need to do, set, just what you need to do, just type set, hit tab, and hit tab again. See, it is showing me I'm in admin mode. Okay. Now how to log into the advanced mode? Same thing, set, type set, tab. Now remove admin and put advanced. Hit enter. Say yes. See, that is what it is saying. These advanced commands are potentially dangerous. Use them only when directed by Netapp personnel. Okay. See, how come you'll come to know like which mode you are in. See here, if you are in advanced mode or diagnostic mode, it will show you a star here. That means you might be in either advanced mode or diagnostic mode. For diagnostic mode also, it will show you a star. So you have to be very careful when you are seeing a star here. Now just see which mode you are in. Set, tab. See, I'm in advanced mode. Now I want to go to diagnostic mode. Simple, same thing. Diagnostic. Okay, you will be not able to identify the difference between advanced and diagnostic by seeing the star, because it will be same, right, the look. But yeah, by using this command you'll come to know which mode you are in. Okay, and you can go to any mode from any mode. Like you can go to diagnostic mode directly from the admin mode as well. It is not like you need to go to advanced mode and from there only you can go to diagnostic mode. Nothing like that. You can go from any mode to any mode. Okay, and now I'll show you the differences. And before that, yeah, there are some shortcut commands as well. You don't need to type entire thing, set hyphen privilege advanced like that. Set ADM, it will take you to the admin mode. Set ADV, it will take you to the advanced mode. Okay, set D, it will take you to the diagnostic mode. These are the shortcut commands. Like if you like, use them, or else use the full command only, set hyphen privilege, that command. Okay, so let me go back to admin mode again. Okay, now what I'm going to do, just I'm typing cluster and hit tab. See how many commands I got? Like 2, 3, 4, 5, 8, 12, 15 commands, right? 15 sub commands in cluster section. Now let me enter into, see how many I got? 12, 16, 20, 21. See, I got some extra commands. For example, like uh, remove node, quorum service, ping cluster, like that. See, these are things. I mean, if you want to do these things, you'll be not able to do them from admin mode. In order to do these activities, you must enter into advanced mode. So let me show you diagnostic mode. Let D. See, maybe you will get some more commands in diagnostic mode. Okay, so yeah, like that. I think maybe it has the same number of commands, but yeah, few commands you'll get it, like system node maybe. Yeah. Okay. So that is the reason they have created three modes. Any questions so far?
No,
Okay,
no, I'm good.
cool. And I don't want to show you new things today. I'll just yeah. There is a command called cluster identity, where it will show you in detail information about our cluster, like cluster ID, cluster name, cluster serial number, and all. If you want to update anything information, any information about our cluster, for example, uh, my end goal is to uh, configure a cluster name like this: HYD NAS AFF01 something. But accidentally, when I'm doing the cluster setup, when I'm creating a cluster, accidentally I used a different name. Okay, NAS FAS01. But actually, this is not a FAS. This is AFF. No problem. Even after cluster creation, you can change the name. So cluster identity, modify cluster name. In the name section, just put whatever name you want: HYD NAS AFF01. That's it. It will not impact anything. See, my cluster name got changed. You don't require any downtime in order to change the cluster name. It will not impact anything, cluster name. Okay. Let me put it back to, okay, like that. And for example, location, not required actually. I'm just showing you few things. And contact information, for example. Okay, like that you can put these things. No cluster, identity, show. See, these details were empty. Now I have updated them. Like these kind of things you can do by using cluster identity modify. Mm, node. Even you can modify the nodes as well, node configurations. For example, I want to modify node 1. Again, I want to put some information like owner, who owns it, location. On node level also you can update. Okay, asset tag, something like that. Okay, and you can change the cluster and node name as well if you want. You can, earlier we have that option, I guess. I think we can change the now as well. Node rename, yeah, rename node 1. Now I have changed the cluster name, right? So along with that, we need to change the node names as well. Then only it looks good, right? So yeah, you can. Okay, like that. See, like that you can change the name. Let me put it back. Okay. Yeah. Let's stop it for today. So tomorrow we are going to yeah, we'll cover the remaining things like different types of digitals available in Netapp, and after that we have a concept called ADP and all. We'll discuss tomorrow. Okay. Yeah. Thank you. Do you have any questions? No.
No, Andrea.
Okay. Yeah. Let's stop it for today. Tomorrow we'll discuss the remaining things.